So for those of you who probably didn't know, the other day was Record Store Day, and basically what that means is that a lot of artists will come out with some kind of new material or some kind of reissue or something to celebrate Record Store Day and probably make a lot of money off of it. I had actually not done that much research into what was coming out specifically this year on Record Store Day, so I went and I discovered something that I decided to do a review of because that's what I do on this channel now, I guess. I discovered that on Record Store Day, there was a reissue of the Doors album, The Soft Parade, which isn't the most popular Doors album. I mean, it's widely regarded as kind of not that great of the Doors albums. I mean, I like it more than some other Doors albums, but like, it's not the best Doors album. And the biggest complaint leveled towards the album is that there are a lot of strings and horns, a lot of horns, and that it just kind of doesn't sound that much like a Doors album. However, all of those complaints can be thrown out the window now because on Record Store Day they released The Soft Parade Stripped, which is basically the Soft Parade album, but with all the horns and strings taken out, so that is just the music from the Doors themselves. And it surprised me. Before we get into the actual album, before we get into the music itself, I want to talk a little bit about the actual, like, design of the record, which, yeah. So as we can see right here, we've got the track listing down there, we've got the personnel over there, we've got all the credits over here, and then we've got the sticker. Now this is a limited edition, so only 12,000 copies were actually printed, and mine is copy 3049, which is pretty good. And it has the, I just noticed this now, it has a little thing at the top saying, no strings, no horns, just the Doors, which I think is actually really cool. Now looking at the actual record, this is not in its own sleeve, this is just a piece of paper. And then if we take the actual record out, it's hard to get the record out. Taking it out, the record is clear, which I think is really cool, and if it looks like there's not that much on each side of the album, it's because there really isn't. There's only 4 songs per side. And as you can see right here, we've got the picture of the band, which is normally on the original album cover, but they made it look pretty cool. And then they've got the track listing and credits and stuff on the other side there. So I really like the way they designed this reissue. Now, talking about the actual music, it's not what I originally thought, which was, I originally thought it was going to be like the whole album, but just without the horns and the strings. It's not that. What they do is they take 4 songs from the original album, being Tell All the People, Touch Me, Runnin' Blue, and Wishful Sinful. On side 1, they just have those songs, but just the music from the actual Doors themselves. On side 2, they take 3 of those songs and add in some extra guitar solos by Robbie. And then they also have a new song, I think. I hadn't heard it. So yeah, let's dive in. The first song on this album and the first song on the original album is Tell All the People. Now that song has a lot of brass and it kind of sets up the original album, so it was very interesting to hear this without the horns. And overall, I like it. You're able to hear the keyboards a little bit more from Ray Manzarek. I do miss at the end of the original version though. There's this part where the horns kind of answer Jim Morrison, where they go ba ba ba. All the people that you see, it's just me. And I like that. But other than that, I actually did really like that stripped down version of it. It's very interesting to hear, and yeah, I recommend that you check it out. All the people that you see, it's just me. Follow me down. Touch Me is the second song on the original album and the second song on this, and overall, it's not too different. If you're just a casual listener, it really doesn't sound all that different from the original version of the song. What I do really love, though, is the last chorus, where it's just Jim with the harpsichord underneath it. It's really something else. I'm gonna love you till the heavens stop the rain. I'm gonna... Now, I have very mixed opinions about the song Runnin' Blue just in general. I don't think it's a really good song. But listening to the stripped down version, I actually like it a lot more now. And that's probably because they got rid of the horns, which are my least favorite part of that song originally. So that would probably be why. I feel like in this mix of it, the keyboards are a lot higher in the mix, which I guess is kind of the point. But yeah, I like this version overall significantly better than the final version with the horns and everything. The horns are now very good. Wishful Sinful is another song I don't really have a strong connection to. I mean, I like the song. This version of it sounds a lot more like a Doors song, which I suppose is kind of good because the band is the Doors. I really don't miss the strings on this version of Wishful... I really don't miss the strings on this version of Wishful... I really don't miss the horns on Wishful... Oh my god, I'm never gonna get past this line. I really don't miss the strings on this version of Wishful Sinful. I finally said it. I think on the final version, it takes away a little bit from the song, and I think this is a little more... I really don't have much to say on it. It's a good version of the song, and I like it a lot. And that is the end of side 1. Side 2 is... yeah. Basically what they did on side 2 is they took Touch Me, Wishful Sinful, and Runnin' Blue, and they took the Doors only mix and Robbie added some extra guitar work onto it. And overall, for Runnin' Blue and Wishful Sinful, I don't really notice that. I mean, they're good solos and everything. The Touch Me solo at the end is amazing. Like, you know how on the end of the original version, it like just kind of spirals out of control and you've got the horns and the strings and all that jazz? On this version, it's just a really cool guitar solo, and I really like that version. But other than that, it's basically the same as the other Doors only mix. Now the last song on side 2 and the last song on this album is, I think it's a new song. It's called Who Scared You. Now this is not on the original album. Maybe it's somewhere else. I haven't heard this song before. And I like it. It's like dark and kind of bluesier, kind of like what the best of the band is. And I really think Jim is at his best on this song, and I wish I'd heard it before. Honestly, I really like it. It says the Doors only mix, which makes me think that they probably recorded this for the album and recorded the strings and then cut it at the last second, or maybe it was a B-side or something like that. But yeah, I really liked it. Now, it's kind of hard giving this a rating because it's not like its own album. Unlike the White Album demos with the 50th anniversary release from a few years ago, like this is basically just the normal album, but like less of it. Does that make sense? So like I like the versions of the songs on here. Like I think Runnin' Blue and Wishful Sinful are better on this version. But I also miss the horns on like Tell All the People. I think is really missing the horns. But yeah, I think this is a really worthwhile addition to any Doors fans collection if you're able to track one down. Again, they only printed 12,000 copies of them as far as I know. Maybe they'll do more later. But it's very limited edition, so if you can get your hands on one, I would recommend it. And yeah. Also, because it was Record Store Day, I had some extra money, so I spent it on this Pink Floyd single. It is a copy of Arnold Layne, taken from the Madcap's Last Laugh tribute concert in 2007, following the death of Syd Barrett. And it's basically just that. It's one-sided. Has Arnold Layne live on one side. On the other side, you get this really cool etching on the B side, which I don't know what it's of, but it looks really cool. So yeah, I would recommend checking that out too. I don't think this is going to be as limited edition, and I'm pretty sure you can probably find this somewhere else, like on the internet. But yeah, I like this, so I bought it. And with that said, that looks like it is the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to watch me review some other music, you can click over there. If you want to watch me review the live-action Mulan movie, which I didn't think was very good, you can click over there. Alright, got you guys on the flippity flip.